Hello my dear students, I heartily welcome you all in this session, our subject science class 7 standard. In this section we are going to study our physics part. First lesson is motion and time. Dear students, in last class in 6th standard you have learnt about motion and time. See, in motion and measurements it was. So in that you have studied the types of motion. Remember what are the 3 types of motions? Tell me. Straight line or rectilinear motion, circular motion, periodic motion. Can you recall these 3 motions? So here some examples are there in this table. Recall this. Soldiers in a march past is rectilinear motion. Bullock cart moving along the straight line is rectilinear motion. Hands of an athlete in race. Hands of an athlete in a race, it is periodic motion because it is to and fro motion. Next one, pedal of a bicycle in motion, that is circular motion because pedal move in a circular path. Motion of the earth around the sun, motion of the earth around the sun is circular path, circular motion. Motion of a swing, periodic motion. Motion of a pendulum is periodic motion. You have learnt this in a 6th standard. Today we will move towards our next topic in this only, that is some common experiences that some motions of an object is slow while that some are fast. In this only. So we will study slow or fast. Dear students, we know that some vehicles move faster than others. Even the same vehicle may move faster or slower at different times. Make a list of an object moving along a straight path. As I told, bus moving on the straight road, straight path. Car is moving on a straight path. March past of the soldiers. Yes, group motion of these objects, slow or fast. Which are slow and which are faster? See, bus is moving fast on the straight line on a straight road. But march past of the soldiers is slow compared to bus. How did you decide which object is moving slow, which one is moving fast? If vehicles are moving on the road in the same direction, we can easily tell by comparing them which one of them is moving faster than the other. So let us look at the motion of the vehicle moving on the road. So we will perform one activity here. Activity 3.1. Activity 3.1. So observe in these pictures clearly. So here we are showing some vehicles are moving on the same road in a straight line for some instant. Observe in the second picture. So after moving, the position of vehicles after some times it is showing like this. Here they are moving for some instant, but here the position of the vehicles after some times like this. By observing these pictures, you answer for my questions. Which vehicle is moving faster? Which vehicle is moving slower? Here observe, this green color car is here behind, but after some time it is first here, and this violet color, blue color car is fastest. And which is slowest? This one, last white color car is slowest. Is it? So the distance here, the distance moved by object in a given interval of time. Time is important. After some time, the vehicle changes their position. That can help us to decide which one is faster or slower. For example, imagine you have gone to see of your friend at the bus stand. Suppose you are starting pedaling your bicycle at the same time as the bus begins to move. The distance covered by after 5 minutes would be much smaller than the covered by the bus. Would you say the bus is moving faster than the bicycle? Yes, we often say that faster vehicles has high speed. Faster vehicles has high speed. It has high speed. In 100 meter race, it is easy to decide. See, in your annual sports, we'll keep for you 100 meter, 200 meter race. So now easily you can decide whose speed is highest. One who takes the shortest time to cover the distance of 100 meter has the highest speed. So what is speed? It is very familiar word. Hey, he is going speed. So what is speed? Let us study scientifically what is speed. See, in the above examples, like in bus, car examples I have given, in that it is indicates that which is speed, which is highest speed, and which is have low speed. So in above example, a higher speed seems to indicate that the given distance has been covered in a shorter time. Yes, in a shorter time it has covered that, or a large distance covered in a given time. Large distance. First clear your what is the concept. The car are moving given in a large distance in a short time. So it means it have high speed. The most convenient way to find out which of these two or more objects moving faster is to compare the distance moved by them in a unit time. So if you are going in a 100 meter running race, in 1 minute how much you will cross? In 1 minute 100 meter you have to cover the distance. You have to cover 100 meter distance. Who will cover more distance in 1 minute? He has to become first, and he have high speed. Is it? So it is comparing is very important. Thus, if we know the distance covered by 2 buses in 1 hour, we can tell which one is faster. We call the distance covered by an object in a unit time is the speed of the object. What is speed? Define it. If they have asked define speed or what is speed, you have to write. The distance covered by an object in a unit time as the speed of the object. The distance covered by an object in unit time is called speed. When we say that a car is moving with a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, it means 1 hour it covers 50 kilometers. It implies that it will cover a distance of 50 kilometers in 1 hour. However, a car seldom moves with a constant speed of 1 hour. In fact, it starts moving slowly and then picks up the speed. So, when we say that the car has a speed of 50 km per hour, we usually consider only the total distance covered by it in 1 hour. We do not bother whether the car has been moving with a constant speed or not during that hour. It may go slow, it may go fast, but in a constant time it must reach the distance whatever 50 km have been given. The speed calculated here is actually the average speed of the car. In this book we shall use the term speed for average speed. So for us the speed of the total distance covered divided by the total time taken. So the speed, how we have to calculate the speed? Total distance covered divided by total time taken. Very important. What is speed? How we have calculated? Total distance covered divided by total time taken. In everyday life, we seldom find objects moving with a constant speed over long distances or for a long duration of time. If the speed of an object moving along a straight line keeps changing, its motion is said to be a non-uniform. On the other hand, an object is moving along a straight line with a constant speed and we say to be a uniform motion in case the average speed is same as the actual speed. In non-uniform motion and uniform motion, we can determine the speed of a given object once we can measure the time taken by to cover a certain distance. In class 6 you have learned how measure the distance, but how do we measure the time? Let's find out. Let's study measurement of time. If you did not have a clock, how would you decide what is time of the day it is? Have you ever wondered how our elders could tell approximate time without seeing clock of the day by day, just looking at the shadows? Is it how did we measure the time intervals, a month, a year, how we are measuring? Our ancestors noticed that many events in nature repeat themselves after definite intervals of time. For example, they found that sun rises every day in the morning. Sun rises every day in the morning. Yes. Now if it is 6 a.m., we can find the time between the one sunrise and the next was called a day. One day, it completes one day. Similarly, a month was measured from one new month to the next. A year was fixed as the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. See, from example, 1st January to 31st January is 1 month. 1st February will start there. Or from 1st Jan to 31 December is 1 year. Here we'll get 365 or 366 days. In this, what happens? A year fixed at this time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. So it completes one revolution of the sun in 365 days. Often we need to measure the intervals of time which are much shorter than the day. Clocks or watches are perhaps the most common time measuring devices. Have you ever wondered how clocks and watches measure the time? The working of a clock is rather very complex, but all of them make use of some periodic motion. One of the most well-known periodic motion is the simple pendulum. Here are some clocks: wall clock, table clock. These are digital clock, and this is watch. Yes. So how they are showing time? Yes, one of the most well-known periodic motion is the simple pendulum. This is pendulum. It is a simple pendulum. A simple pendulum consists of a small metallic ball or a piece of a stone suspended from a rigid stand by using thread. The metallic ball is called bob, B-O-B, bob of the pendulum. See, in this figure shows the pendulum at rest, its mean position. When the bob of the pendulum is released after taking a slightly one side, it begins to move. It starts to move to and fro. The to and fro motion of a simple pendulum is an example of a periodic or an oscillatory motion. Periodic or a oscillatory motion. The pendulum is said to have complete one oscillation when its bob's starting position, mean position O, moves to A and B and to O. See, from O to A to B, B to O. It completes one oscillation. The pendulum also completes one oscillation when its bobs move from extreme position A to other extreme position B and comes back to A. The time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation is called time period. Today we'll finish here. Your homework, activity 13.2. Do it, it is very easy. You have to take a simple pendulum and you have to set up like this. See, here no need to, if you don't have metallic ball, you just tie it with one stone and do it and send to me. You do it video by doing this activity and that video you send to my personal WhatsApp. I want for record. Okay, and you write your observations here. How much time taken for 20 oscillations and time period. You have to do it activity in your home. Thank you.